Namaskaram, everyone. In the previous narration, we heard how Uddhava told the story of Krishna being no more on earth and the message that Krishna left for Vidura to go and learn the Brahma Vidya from sage Maitreya. Vidura travelled towards the banks of the Ganga where sage Maitreya had his ashrama. He went there, and after saluting the Rishi, Vidura told him about the meeting he had with Uddhava and said, I have come to you to learn the lesson which the Lord taught to Uddhava. I was told that you will be good enough to tell me. It is the wish of Krishna that I should learn it from you. Maitreya said, I am happy you have come to me. Tell me what is troubling you, and I will try to clear your doubts. Vidura said, Wise one, I have lived in this world all these years and I have lived in the midst of different people. I have known good men and I have lived with bad men too. But different as they are in every characteristic, they are all alike in one thing. People, I have noticed, perform actions with just one desire: happiness. Strangely enough, their sorrow, pain, and not pleasure is the fruit that they reap out of their actions. What they think will yield pleasure ends up eventually, sooner or later, bringing them sorrow and pain. I asked myself, is there then no way of avoiding this? What light can be thrown on this problem which has been teasing me since so many years? Said Vidura to the great sage Maitreya. What should man do in order to avoid pain, the pain which results from his actions? I thought that I had found the answer finally to my question. Listening to the stories of the Lord and thinking only of Him helps man to solve this problem. People like you, my Lord, who have been devotees of Narayana, are in this world with only one purpose: to lead the erring humanity towards God, to tell them the story of the Lord, of His glory, and lead them in the path of devotion. Please teach me, and through me teach the world in general the path to God. We have great pleasure in listening to the story. The great Vyasa taught us the Mahabharata. In relating the story to us, he has taught man about the rules of conduct. Vyasa had taught us that attachment to things of the world leads but to pain, and he has taught us the many nuances of dharma. But we want more. We want to drink in the praises of Narayana. Please relate to me the story of the many avatars of Narayana. Tell me about the many acts which he has performed, as a result of which the world has been purified again and again. Maitreya smiled his appreciation and said, It is but meant that you should ask these questions of me, since you are the incarnation of Dharma, O Vidura. I am pleased with you. I will be only too happy to relate to you the entire story of the Lord. I will begin from where it all began. It was after the great Pralaya, the great deluge. The entire earth was submerged under the waters. Narayana was absorbed in the Yoga Nidra after the Mahapralaya. He was reclining on the great serpent Adisesha, and the entire universe had been withdrawn into him, and it lay dormant in him like a fire in a piece of wood. The three gunas were in equilibrium, and therefore there was no action. And so it was for a long while. Then Kala, time, caused a disturbance in the three gunas. And when the balance was upset, out of the navel of Narayana emerged a thin stalk which was the manifestation of Rajoguna. This grew into an immense lotus and it illuminated everything around it. Into the lotus entered Narayana in another form, which was Brahma. Considering himself to have been born of his own, Brahma found himself to be well versed in the Vedas, and he found that he was alone. He looked around him in the four directions with eyes wide open, and he found that he had four heads pointing in four directions. He saw nothing but a vast expanse of water all around him, and the noise he heard was made by the immense waves of the sea. He looked down and found that he was seated on a lotus, and he could not find out the beginnings of the lotus stalk. So he thought he was born of his own. He entered the stalk and travelled downwards, but found nothing at the end of it. He came back to his original place, and around him the waters made noise, and it seemed to him as though they said, "Tapa, tapa, perform tapas. Perform tapas and you will find what you seek." Brahma performed tapas, seated in a lotus for 100 years. For 100 years he was absorbed in meditation. All of a sudden he saw the form of Narayana in his mind. The Lord was reclining on Adisesha, who was white like the stalk of the lotus. Brahma realized he was the Purusha. The moment he saw the Lord, Brahma obtained wisdom. He knew what he had to do. He was made to come out of the lotus to create a new world. He worshipped Narayana with the words which came to him without his being taught them. Narayana said, "I have set you the task of creating the world and the beings on it." Brahmaji said, "So be it." Out of the mind of Brahma were born the four rishis, Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, and Sanatkumara. When they were born, Brahma said, "Take up the work of creation and multiply." The four rishis were bent on attaining salvation at the feet of the Lord, and so they refused to take up the work of creation. Brahma was very angry with them, but he controlled his anger. Though his reason held him in check, his anger took up a form and emerged out of his forehead. It was a child, reddish blue in hue, and he began to cry as soon as he was born. "Please give me a name and a place where I can stay," cried the newborn. And Brahma said, "Do not cry. Since you cried the moment you were born, I will call you Rudra." The heart, the senses, life, the sky, air, fire, water, the earth, the sun, the moon, and tapas. These are the places assigned to you. You can go now and produce many in your image. Brahma then created 10 sons out of his body. These were Atri, Angirasa, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kratu, Phrigu, Daksha, Marichi, Vasishtha, and Narada. Dharma and Adharma were also born of Brahma. Out of his heart was born desire, and out of the brows was born anger. Brahmaji's shadow took a form, and this son was named Kardama. From his mind and body was created this entire world. Out of his 4 faces were born the 4 Vedas. Brahma then divided his body into 2. One was male and the other female. They were called Swayambhu Manu and Shatarupa. These 2 produced 5 children. 3 were daughters, Akuti, Prasuti, and Devahuti. The sons were Priyavrata and Uttanapada. Akuti was married to a rishi by the name Ruchi. Devahuti to Kardama, and Prasuti was married to Daksha. And the children of these, with their descendants, have populated the world. Hari Om.